Hi kids! Welcome to our lesson for today. So we have been talking about Elijah and what has been happening to him.
Yeah.
So last time we said that Elijah was sad that he was alone. He was up in Mount Sinai and he was very sad.
Actually hiding.
He was hiding and he was very sad that he was alone, and he thought that he was the only one that was left who loved and served God. There was God, there were no other prophets, and the people had turned away from him. So he felt sad and he felt alone. But then God told him that there are 7,000 other people who still love and serve him, and that he's not alone, and God gave him a friend. So now we're going to see what else has been happening while Elijah has been on Mount Sinai.
Okay, so Elijah was running away and hiding from Jezebel because he thought that Jezebel was going to kill him, just like she threatened. But now Ahab was in his palace and he was enjoying his palace and the gardens that he had, and he would walk around
And he was thinking it's so beautiful.
Yes.
Remember we had said King Ahab had gone to his palace at Jezreel, and that is where he was enjoying the view, and he was walking out in his gardens and enjoying and thinking how beautiful they look.
What can I do next in my palace?
What can I do to make it look better, to make it look prettier, to make it look more perfect?
Yes, so as he was doing all this, he noticed a plot of land like right beside his own, and he thought, wow, that land looks really nice.
It looks wonderful.
Yes.
Now this land was a vineyard, so when he looked at it, he looked and he saw, wow, it looks so nice. Look at this vineyard, it's so nice. And he looked at it and he wanted it.
He wanted it for himself.
He wanted it for himself. He wanted it to be his. So then he figured out that the land belonged to Naboth. So he called Naboth and he told him, I want your land. I want your piece of land, and I'm willing to pay you any price that you want,
or even compensate you with another land.
Yes, I'll even give you another land somewhere else, but you have to give me this one, your land.
Yes.
But then Naboth looked at him and he said, no, I'm sorry, but I can't give you my land. This land, when Joshua was dividing the land among the tribes, this is the land that my ancestors were given. So this land belongs to my ancestors. It was given to me, and now I must give it to my sons after me. I can't give it to you. God gave me this land, and God forbids that I should give this land to you or to anyone else, no matter what price they ask for it.
Yes, so when Ahab heard these words, he was very disappointed
and sad and angry. He became angry, and he became angry, and he did not want to do anything else. He was so angry and he was so upset.
Yes, so then one of his servants came and told King Ahab, food is ready, it's time for you to eat. And King Ahab looked at him and said, I don't want to eat. So Ahab refused to eat dinner, and then when he went to his bed that night, he went to his bed and he turned and he faced the wall. He turned and he faced the wall, and he was so angry and so upset. And then Jezebel came to him and she asked, what is wrong? Why don't you want to eat?
Why do you look so miserable? And then the king said, it's all because of Naboth. I want his vineyard, and he's refused to give me his piece of land. He's refused to give it to me. And then Jezebel laughed and she said, I thought you were supposed to be the king.
But this was...
What is the point of being the king? What is the point of being the king if you can't get what you want?
But remember, the land did not belong to him.
It was not his land to take.
And the owner had refused to give it to him.
Because God had told him not to give out that land. God forbid that land to be given out. But then Jezebel said, don't worry.
Don't worry, I know what I'm going to do.
I know what I'm going to do. So then Jezebel began to make a plan. But children, this land belonged to Naboth and Naboth's family. And God had given him this land, meaning that it was Naboth's. King Ahab already had other land.
Because he was
so
a king,
much
so
land.
He could get any other land he wanted.
There was so much land, and it was so beautiful. It was so perfect. But he still wanted the one that belonged to Naboth.
That's very sad.
That's very sad. It's very wrong. So we remember the 10 Commandments. And in the 10 Commandments, it said, do not covet.
Do not covet.
This was something that was Naboth's, that King Ahab wanted.
So he was coveting.
He was coveting he was already breaking one of the 10 Commandments, and he still wanted it. But Naboth could not give it to him. So children, even us, when we see something and it belongs to someone else and we want it, we should not covet it because it is theirs. God has given it to to them. The same way God gives us things, he also gives things to other people, and we should not covet what is not ours.
Yes, it's okay if the person gives it to you willingly, but if they refuse or if they say no, you should not take it to heart or just get angry like King Ahab.
You should not get angry and upset and refuse to eat and not sleep properly because you want something else, because it's not yours.
Yes. So now we're going to stand up and sing our song. So let's all stand up and sing this song.
It's time for us to sing our song. We've just talked about how King Ahab coveted the land that Naboth had and how he wanted his vineyard, and how we know that coveting is breaking the 10 commandments. So now we're going to sing about the 10 commandments, and we're going to remember that we should not break any of them, even the one that says do not covet. So everyone stand up and help us sing this song, because I know you know this song. So everyone stand up and sing with us. 10 commandments. God first, no idols, don't misuse God's name. Worship and rest, honor your parents, this will bring God fame. When we keep the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10 commandments, you'll discover how to love God and each other when we keep the 10 commandments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10 commandments. You'll discover how to love God and each other when we keep the 10 commandments. No murder, no adultery, don't steal, don't lie, don't covet. Now I know you're gonna love it by God's grace, we're gonna fly. When we keep the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10 commandments. You'll discover how to love God and each other when we keep the 10 commandments. God first, no idols, don't misuse God's name. Worship and rest, honor your parents. No murder, no adultery, don't steal, don't lie, don't covet. This will bring God fame. When we keep the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 10 commandments. You'll discover how to love God and each other when we keep the 10 commandments. When we keep the 10 commandments. When we keep the 10 commandments. Yay! Okay, it's time for us to do our craft. Now remember, we've just talked about how King Ahab saw Naboth's vineyard and how he liked it and how he wanted that land so much. He coveted it, and when he didn't get it because Naboth said, God has forbidden me to give you this land or to sell it to anyone else no matter what the price, King Ahab threw a tantrum and he got upset and he refused to eat and he refused to sleep properly. And Jezebel started to make a plan for how she was going to get King Ahab the vineyard that was supposed to be Naboth's. So to remember this story, we're going to make a grape, a big grape, and this is going to remind us that Naboth had a vineyard, and that is what King Ahab wanted to take away from him. So what we have here is we have an outline of a drawing of a grape, a big grape that's normally hanging from the vines in the grapevine, and we are going to color this in, and then we're going to write. So we're going to have a very beautiful picture of a grape that's going to remind us of Naboth's vineyard. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my purple color and I'm going to color in my grapes first, because there are a lot and they're big and they're the biggest part of this whole craft. So let's color in the grapes first. And grapes are purple, so I'm going to take my purple color and color in all the grapes. Okay, after coloring in all of your grapes, now we can move on to coloring the stalk and the leaves. Okay, so now that we've colored everything in, we have a nice picture of our grape, and it has its stalk and it has its leaves. So now we need to write down what it is we need to remember. So here's what we need to remember. King Ahab wanted Naboth's vineyard.
Yeah.
So we're going to write King Ahab tries to take Naboth's vineyard. And we find this story in 1 Kings chapter 21. So in 1 Kings chapter 21, we find the story where King Ahab tries to take away Naboth's vineyard, and when Naboth says no, King Ahab gets upset.
Yeah.
So now we will always remember this story whenever we look at this picture.
Yes. I hope you're able to do your coloring very well. Just get a picture from the internet of a grape, or you can even draw like we just did, and then you can color it and make it nice and beautiful. Have your grapes, and this is a reminder that Naboth had a very nice piece of land, and he turned it into a vineyard, and he would get grapes, and he would even make wine out of the grapes, and that is what Ahab wanted. Okay, so that's our lesson today. Until next time, bye.